agent neutralized. Rogue agent eliminated. Now detecting contaminated gear.
Before we get into the video, guys, I just want to say a big shout out to Amino for sponsoring yet another video. So if you guys don't know what Amino is, I'm going to tell you again. If you do know what Amino is, make sure you follow me. So if you guys don't know, Amino is an app that has a little bit for everyone. Everything you're interested, anything you're interested, they have something for you. You know, whether it be video games, whether it be anime, whatever it is you're interested in, they'll have something for you. Now, Amino does have this feature that's called Stories. That's kind of like a story on Instagram or let's say YouTube, but it's his own twist on it. Now, like I said before, Amino is a great place to spend time, you know, have some fun, just chill and enjoy the stories people make. Because like I said, Amino stories are kind of like mini YouTube videos, so it's a good thing to watch. Of course, I will be uploading exclusive stories to Amino, so if you guys want more content from me, make sure you guys follow me. All you gotta do is click on the search bar, go to users, look up example TM, which is obviously me, and follow me. We're at over 200 followers already, so that's pretty cool. So make sure you guys drop me a follow if you want some exclusive content from me. And yes, they do have a Division 2 community as well as any other game you can think of, Fortnite, Apex, whatever it is, they have a community for it. So make sure you guys join some communities, find some entertainment, stick around, you know, download the app. It is free, like I said. They have something for everyone, so make sure you guys check it out. Thanks Amino once again for sponsoring the video. Let's get right into it. What was that? What is going on, guys? It is Example. In today's video, I finally got my build video for you guys. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I wasn't able to finish my last patch build, so I couldn't get the pieces I needed. And I'm not the kind of person just to throw some shit together and then be like, guys, here's a fucking build video. The numbers are weird, but here you go. You know, I don't like doing that, so I like to farm till my build feels like it's actually solid and complete. And I finally got to that point on this patch. And as you guys know, the meta right now is Spotter, On the Ropes, Compensated, Bloodsucker, Berserk, or one of those combinations. But everybody has Spotter, On the Ropes, Compensated, you know, Gila. And so I'll tell you from experience, in this patch, if you're not using some sort of heals, you're going to be now. You might be able to kill some farmers that don't actually have a build, but when you come across decent players that actually know what they're doing, if you don't have some sort of heals on your build, or you know, the Gila that you need for the armor, you're just not gonna stand a chance. So I had to do what I had to do, and no, that doesn't mean run around with cheese and full meta build. So my build is pretty much meta, but not all the way. Okay, I did change a few pieces just because I don't want to run Spotter or On the Ropes is not activated. Just because I don't want to. I don't want my build to look exactly the same as everybody else's, even though it is pretty similar. But anyways, like I said, you can't really do much about it this patch. There's only one reliable build, unless you're running around with a skill build and annoying people with it. That's your thing, then yeah. But if you want a solid build that's going to be good for killing when you're in a situation where there's more than one person shooting you, then this is it right here. Alright, so we're going to start off with the guns. Obviously the Eagle Bearer, but if you don't have an Eagle Bearer, you can always use a P4. Of course, you don't need an Eagle Bearer for the build, but if you do have one, obviously it's better. Because again, what would be the point of not using an Eagle Bearer? Because it does more base damage, you know what I mean? The Eagle Bearer is just an AR with more base damage. So if you have an Eagle Bearer, I would suggest using that. If you don't, then I would suggest farming for the 5.56 mag, so you can have a 60 round mag. You can always use a P4. So if you have a good P4, it should be hitting over 20k, which is pretty decent for a healer build. But my main gun right now is the Eagle Bearer, obviously, with 25.5k base damage, which is decent enough. Now keep in mind, guys, when I make build videos, I always say this is a template for you guys. You don't have to run the build exactly like mine. You can move your numbers around. You don't have to have the same armor, you don't have to have the same base damage, but this is an idea of the pieces you can get to make a build work. So my build looks like this: Eagle Bearer 25.5k, and then I have a 28.5k base damage classic M60 as a secondary, just because you can obviously run whatever you want, but I do have an LMG just for those situations when I don't have any ammo. Now we're going to start it off with the mask, obviously a Gila mask for that mod, so we can run some cam launcher skill powers. Now before I continue, the only thing that I'm missing on this build right now to make it better is better skill mods for my pieces. Now my cam launcher currently is healing for 122, but you can get this way higher by getting higher healing mods. For example, there's 76, 86 I have right here, but it requires more skill power, and then to get that skill power you want better skill mods with more cam launcher skill power. Now for example, this mod has 100 skill power and 240 cam launcher skill power. Now I believe you can get up to 400 chem skill power or 300 chem skill power. Now if I could get 300 chem skill power, powers, I would have such a brolic heal, but I don't. So the build still needs to be perfected, but like I said, I do feel like it's solid right now the way it is, and it's not fully meta because I am running dialed in on my mask. So let's get back to the build. So I got health on kill, which obviously you can get health on. This is not a god roll mask. If you can get skill, power, health, and then whatever talent you want to run, whether it be spotter, or in my case I run dialed in because I prefer having more accuracy on my weapon. So dialed in, skill, power, obviously we are running a 141 skill power mod with 120 cam launcher skill power, but again, remember, you can get those really high. So these are not done. Obviously, these 3 mods right here is the only things I need to upgrade for this build to be done, and you know, it'll be way better healed. But anyways, moving on from the mask, we got our Gila backpack, which I believe they were selling in one of the vendors in the dark zone on the way back. So if you guys got this backpack, then you can run this backpack. So again, this build can have so much more damage if the gods of RNG were to bless me with a backpack with total armor, and a high weapon damage roll. If that happened, that would be insane. But the odds of getting a backpack with total armor, and high weapon damage and hardened is insanely low, unless they're selling it at a vendor. Now, I don't take the time personally to leave my clan and go buy vendor pieces. I don't care for that. I'd rather just work with what I got. So, but anyways, Gila backpack with 18% total armor, 21,000 armor, 1% weapon damage. Now imagine I was running something like, let's per se this one, 9% weapon damage. You know how much more base damage my Eagle Bear would have with these much heals? It would be amazing. But like I said, you would have to be blessed to have such a perfect build. But anyways, backpack, Gila, total armor, 1% weapon damage, hardened, and obviously on the ropes, but I don't have it activated. Moving on to the chest piece, we all know at the moment there's only 3 talents you can actually use in the chest piece that are good, which is Bloodsucker, Unbreakable, or Berserk. But most popular ones right now, I would say, are Bloodsucker and Berserk, because Unbreakable did get a nerf. So, but I've been using Bloodsucker since the patch first came out for Bloodsucker build, so I'm gonna continue using it because I've been using this talent since the beginning, and I have videos and live streams to prove that. Now I'm copying anybody or anything like that. But anyways, on the chest piece, I have 15% total armor, 20,000 armor, 300 skill power, and Bloodsucker. So it's a pretty good chest piece. I actually got this from Fugoi. He gifted this to me. Perfect chest piece. Now if I could get a higher chest piece roll, that would be insane, but again, you have to be blessed to be able to get something so crazy. Now for the mods, I have 2, I believe these are defensive mods. Yes, 2 defensive mods, one for 6,000 armor plus 1.5 total armor, another one for 5,500 armor plus another 3% total armor, health regen, and then our skill mod, obviously 100 skill power with 240 cam launcher skill power. So you want to run these cam launcher skill mods, man. You want to farm for them. That's what you need for this patch. If you actually want to stand a chance against these builds, you have to build something like this. And I know that sucks that you can't really, there's not too much diversity at the moment except for this build or something like this build and the skill build. You know, there's not too much you can do at the moment. But for my gloves, I am running a up summit gloves with 11% assault rifle damage and compensated just to get that extra damage on your weapon, of course. Again, you can run something like devastating and increase your numbers a little bit, but in my case, I'm running 11% assault rifle damage with compensated and up summit gloves. And of course, like I said again, you can be blessed and get better gloves than me or better pieces than me. So let me know if your build looks better than mine. I'm interested to know. But anyways, moving on to our holster. Oh, I'm sorry. The mod on my gloves is an offensive mod that I believe has 5% assault rifle damage plus another 1.5 weapon damage. So it's a pretty good mod, but you could probably get a higher one. Moving on to the holster, I do have a Fenris holster for the extra 10% assault rifle damage. It has almost 30k health and another 457 skill power with devastating for more weapon damage. So it's a pretty good holster. I've been using this holster for the longest time now. I haven't been able to find something better, but I mean, you can always use something like Gila for 2 offensive mods, you know, but in my case, I'm running this for that 10% assault rifle damage. And finally, we have our knee pads, which are Gila with total armor. I'm sorry, not total armor. Total armor is what I need. Now these knee pads, so my armor at the moment is 420 with 56,000 health and 1600 skill power. Now if these knee pads had 11% total armor plus empowered, I would have way more armor. So again, this room still has room for improvement, but at the moment it feels solid, which is why I'm making a video on it. I wouldn't make a video if I feel like my build isn't ready or done, you know. But anyways, on the two defensive mods I have on my knee pads are 3,800 armor plus another 4% total armor, which is really good. And then we have 3.3 armor plus another 4% total armor. So yeah, so obviously the mods will be your chem launcher here, which, like I said, at the moment my skill power for my chem launcher is or skill modding, sorry, it's 2,240, which is okay. But if you can get your skill power on your skill modding to 3k, then you can run those big healing mods. If you can run these mods right here, like a 86% heal or a 96% heal, you'll be good. But as you can see, the skill power requirement is almost 3k, so if I can get my skill modding to 3k, I would be so good. But so I got two mods on my chem launcher, one for 74.2 and one for 68.7, which is not the highest. Like I said, you can get 90s. But at the moment, that's what I got. So my chem launcher, you can see on the right there, I have 3 ammo, armor repair for 122. And obviously, I am running survivalist with the Seeker Mine, Mender Healer, which is hitting for 28,000. Now, I'm not sure if that's as good as you can get it, but that's as good as I got it. I don't think I have any more mods I can put on it because my skill power for it is low, but it does work really well. Oh, actually, look, I can run healing on this right here. Huh. I think I'm gonna keep my 80% skill haste, because when you're running this little Seeker Mine, it comes back like in 15 seconds if you break it at the right time. So I'm gonna keep that skill haste on for now. But yeah, so that's the build pretty much, guys. Not much to it. Like I said, 420 armor. You know, we're running 4-piece Gila, 1-up Summit, Fenris. Now, I have seen a lot of people running 2-piece Up Summit for that extra skill power you get from it, but I just haven't been able to get a good piece that doesn't lower my armor all the way the f down. But yeah, so this is the build, guys. I'm gonna go try and get some gameplay for you guys now, so hopefully in the video you got some gameplay to watch. But anyways, guys, that is the build. Obviously I would show you this, but my crit chance and crit damage are obviously low. 10% crit chance and 40% damage, but because in this game that doesn't matter. Skill power, I mean crit chance and crit damage does not mean you get more damage than just running straight up weapon damage, but you know, it is what it is. But anyways, guys, enjoy the gameplay.
Resisting orders will have severe consequences. For your own personal safety, please go. The Black Touch kept zero tolerance